Howdy there. So last night, I went and saw Point Blank, a foreign film. It's a French film, and I enjoyed it. I'm kind of, in the morning after, struggling with how much I liked it. Whether I want to give it an 8, but I think I'm going to settle on a 7. It was surprising. I had been seeing the trailer for this for some time, and I never was really excited for it. Then, you know, it's getting pretty outstanding reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and I pretty much knew I was going to see it as soon as I found out that it was 80 minutes. You know, it was an hour and 20 minutes. And I love an 80-minute movie, you know, no matter what it is. You know, most even made-for-television movies are 90 minutes. So, if you can, like... One, I think an 80-minute film should be pretty damn good because it's focused and, I don't know, you know, it doesn't wander around too much. So I think I always kind of expect more from an 80-minute film. So that's pretty much why I went to see it. Again, it's a French film. I can't tell you any of the actors' names. I can't tell you who directed or wrote it. I didn't recognize any of the actors. I thought one looked kind of familiar, but I don't think so. So I was not familiar. All the acting was good, and the directing, that's kind of what takes the center stage here. It is an exercise in action. It is an action thriller. Enough said. I mean, from the get-go, it starts with a bang, like a literal bang, and it really doesn't let up too much at all for the next 80 minutes. So that's kind of impressive. You know, it just keeps going. It sacrifices story, well, maybe not so much story, but character. You do get a very kind of involved storyline, kind of reminded me of The Secret in Their Eyes, I think, Spanish film from a couple years ago, because it involves the police. It's about a criminal, a bad guy, is put into a coma in an accident. The guys who are trying to kill him want to finish him off, so they sneak into the hospital where he's in his catatonic state and try and kill him. But he is saved by a dedicated, for lack of a better term, doctor. So, to get back at, well, I mean, it's not to get back, it gets a little complicated, especially if I don't want to reveal too much of the story. But the doctor who saved his life, his pregnant wife is then kidnapped, so that the doctor will get him out of the hospital. So that's pretty much what it's about. This average normal guy is driven to insane lengths because he saved a life. Because he did his job. And that's what's interesting about it, is you feel so bad for this guy, because again, he calls himself a hero, and then the shit hits a fan. Because he is a hero, he is a good person. And then the next, 70 minutes is spent torturing this great individual, this good individual. And evil flourishes, good is punished, so it's kind of difficult. Some character is lost. He seems very fully formed, as well, and it's still not as much his, rescued criminal, cohort, is also kind of fleshed out, but really... And even he's not too fully fleshed out. It's just about kinetic energy. It's about moving forward, being propelled, propulsion. I mean, really, it never lets up. And maybe it was because, you know, I worked all day. I saw this late show. I never sat at the edge of my seat. You know, I never sat forward. It never, like, gripped me. Probably because it was doing it the entire time. I mean, the film starts and it goes up, like, you know, like up immediately. But it stays at this level, you know, for basically the duration. So I never really got wound up into it. I always kind of felt like an observer watching someone have the worst experience of their life instead of actually going along with them. So again, I felt more like an observer rather than a participant. And really, gosh, the worst stuff happens to him. And I thought that, you know, at some points that it almost bordered on science fiction due to this. It appeared to, like, take place in an alternate, you know, universe, dimension, where anything and everything that can go wrong will go wrong all at once. And it was just like, you know, I'm suspending my disbelief, but sometimes if they want to keep it in the real world, they've got to bring it back just a little bit. Again, I had a good time, but some of the stuff was just, I mean, honestly, it pissed me off because I didn't believe it. You know, I couldn't believe that a human would act that way in that situation. I think it goes against human nature, you know, the very nature of life. So, and again, films are about suspension of disbelief and presenting an alternate reality. So you know, but it seemed to take place in the real world at other times. You know, again, unbelievable things happen. And I thought at one point, one definite point, the film could have ended. You know, it could have been, everyone could have acted as I believe individuals would have acted in that situation, and the film would have been over. But we would be denied probably the last half hour. So it was just like, I was just like cringing. You know, I couldn't believe that. Why is that not happening? You know, why is it still happening? The movie, why didn't they do it seemed that it was a slap in the face of logic, which, you know, again is fine, but it still made me cringe and kind of angry. You know, I got riled up. Very stylish. I mean, it looked very good. Again, it's propulsive and everything. The score is pounding, and again, it's just go, go, go. So, I mean, it is an excellent action picture. If you like action, if you like being tortured by watching someone who is a good person, you know, just beat, you know, experience things that no one should, you know, feel, then you'll enjoy it. I mean, it's an abusive picture. I really don't know what else to say. I mean, maybe this film will grow on me a little bit. Not that I'm exactly dying to see it again, but I mean, I know it's a 7. You know, it's a solid 7. But I don't know if there's enough there for me to kick it up to an 8. You know, I wanted to, you know, again, I felt too much like an observer, I guess. I wanted to be sucked into the story rather than just kind of shown all these things. I don't know really what else to say. I mean, it was good. I'm glad I saw it on the big screen, and it was over lickety-split. I mean, it did drag just a little bit. Hold on just one second. Hello? Okay, on my way. But, you know, overall, just a good, you know, a good watch. A good watch. I'm sure I'll see it again at some point. But definitely, I can't remember the name of the director, but I'm sure we'll see him again if we haven't seen him before. Because very stylish, and again, the action, very well captured. Very well captured. I mean, most of the film is, you know, just action and running and chasing, and it's all incredibly well choreographed. You're never confused. You know, you understand perfectly. Everything is very fluid. So it is very well made. Perhaps at the sacrifice of character and logic at some points, but still very good. So that's Point Blank. I'll settle for a 7. Check it out.